trên ông xin rồi nhưng đã có những cái pha đáp trả đến từ bên phía tập thể của team BBL. Bây giờ cùng xem lại tình huống mà rất bay revenge chớ trận này nên cũng Davi cũng đã điểm rồi chứ không thể hiện tay mà có những cái đáp phục nhiều dễ dàng này đâu. Cũng là 3 đến Davi lùi. 5-1 cây chơi của Davi và hai điểm như là tôi sẽ có cho mình. Bên quan trọng của Leo thì bên gái sự bất ngờ quá tải sắp khó rồi. Còn đây là một bài phù hợp.
Alongside the Marshal, as long as he connects, it just takes one bullet from the Sheriff to take someone down. And that's enough to get them the opening to delete Ivy as well, which is a lot of information lost for this Nongshim squad if they do play direct. It looks like a fake that, well, to say it has worked, it's a bit of an understatement. All 5 players are currently sat on the C site for BBL while the spike moves through to A.
It's funny, that flash almost was the selling point for BBL to realize that this was a fake. You go, you're just going to send through a singular sky flash and just run away. Like the fact is, though, Showstopper was still used, so Nongshim didn't quite realize how well the fake had gone. Danby's aggressive positioning could be enough to deliver them a rifle, but instead he's using his utility just to delay Paranoia, but he's so close he can avoid it and has support. Even still, decent trades. A kill on the Classic, a gun found but not quite utilized. And they're trading it back and forth. The low HP gives a chance, but Extras, he will land another multi-frag. And although it's a good damage round with the pistols, the damage kind of becomes a little irrelevant when you've lost this many rounds in a row.
Well, exactly. Yeah, you need to win that round to convert. Right here, from players like X-Ross showing up, down to 9 HP on a wide swing to close. The confidence starting to build up on the side of Nongshim. The rounds certainly are as well. And as you said, yes, there's a price tag to those victories. But with 0 rounds sitting opposite them, there's no need to worry just yet. Immediate aggression from BBL towards A main. The nade's done well. It's got Lover's Rocket corner to fight from, and it takes a while for the kills to start coming in. Quick response from Nongshim, and RB's back to his old tricks. The spam through the smoke for the 2v2, and Ivy, who has been the standout player for this squad in the late rounds, lurking his way up, finding so much space. If it's not Danby to end the round in the first few seconds, it'll be Ivy there in your final moments. And a 2v1 for Rose. He might even be tempted to go for the save.
It looked like for a second Kreven had an opportunity. That you give Ivy any ground and that's your life null and void. It's been a rough game so far for Rose. And there's not really an angle he can take. In fact, RB, I feel like he was meant to be the first swing, and then his teammate was going to swing off that because he was low HP. But RB just really hasn't been missing.
Well, he's 8-1 right now. He's going back to his
pretty good
to his versus vitality form, shooting people through smokes to perform the trades, running, shooting as well. And Ivy playing that very slow lurk up, finding so much value. 5-0 for Nongshim. And a timeout now coming through. I saw our camera spin to the right for a moment. I thought, this is no way this is a Nongshim timeout. But indeed, it is BBL taking a breather. Understandably, with how things have gone so far, things are starting is actually even an understatement. Things are looking very bleak right now for this squad.
Yeah, no, you can understand why Coach Key has decided that this is the right moment to try and talk to the boys, because you're in your map choice. Sure, yeah, you've already had a defeat in this single elimination bracket. You are out of contention when it comes to the grand final and taking home that trophy, having yourself immortalized in the totem. But there is still 80,000 on the line and club points to go with it. You don't want to go out with a whimper. You want to go out with a bang. And right now, well, they're getting banged.
It's unstoppable force and immovable object territory when it comes to the momentum for both of these teams. You feel like either one can always get back into it if they do find the wind in their sails. But at the same time, you wonder, what does it take to stop Nongshim? And we're already, whatever it takes, BBL don't seem to have it, not in this round.
No, that was a 10-second round. That was literally round over in 10 seconds. A double frag from Ivy that honestly, I want to say there was nothing BBL could do. Like maybe they peak within 0.2 of a second, slightly faster together, but he was so fast. And then his teammates also managed to clean up a couple. That's a nice shot from Loiter. Unfortunately, even 3 more of those won't be enough because he took a tag of HP. He would die before he managed all the remainder. They also have Seekers online. Like realistically, even what he would hope to shroud in the shadows is not going to help him out. There would almost need to be a ninja defuse, and you could already see that they are not going to allow him that opportunity. Time ticking, he needs to get onto that spike, get it to half, and he's getting tagged as he goes. Francis ends a round that probably should have ended about a minute ago. And I'm going to need that slow mode on what Ivy just did.
Yes.
Fourth on the scoreboard. Fourth. Bro's not even having to do too much, dear Lord! They really are just disrespecting them at this point. This is like a boulder rolling down the hill, and BBL are trying to stand in its way as it
caught in the corner, but no nightmare for Rose. Dambi hit that shot so quick to start this round out. It got them an advantage, but now we're back to equal footing. BBL on their way to the B site, but the hit coming in elsewhere. Nightfall going to be completely avoided. But the paranoia won't be. Lloyd has bought them a little bit of extra time as Dambi has to wait for Vision to return. Nice shots by LaRock as he's landed his third already. Sniping them out of the sky on the way in. It is 8-1 at long last. BBL have found a round.
Thank God it's at least not going to be a 13-0, because there was genuinely a part of me that was worried that we might just see them get blasted. And this could be their final map of the tournament, one that will stick in their minds for a while, but it doesn't seem like they are boomed out of it just yet. LaRock with a couple of high-impact kills. But is this going to be back to regular programming? Already being denied early. It's a leg shot. That's unlucky for Lovers Rock. Xros will survive and take him down.
It's a great skill check. And now with the save coming through, or the heal, sorry, coming through from Francis. He saved that HP bar. Put his teammate back in a spot where Xros can fight again, although we've seen him fight on 9 HP. Never deterred. This will be a fast play to the B side, door broken open, but immediately BBL looked to adjust. They try to fight their way through, but Dambi was left behind. The tip of the spear normally, this time a concealed dagger, and it's landed in the backs of BBL. Just as it seemed, the dawn was breaking. It proves to be BBL left broken, 9-1 behind.
Well, we've seen it already throughout this match that a singular round seemed to build into something more, but it was not the case in this one. An attempt to fight through is met by Dambi again. He has been a devastating force within this map, within this series. And unfortunately, it does seem like BBL are going to go out with a whimper. One round on the defensive side of their own map choice. They at least have a purchase here. They have a showstopper. They have an overdrive, but they also have Ivy to deal with. And maybe for one of the first times in this game, they've dealt with him cleanly.
We're starting. Oh, this is a big TP from RB.
For what?
He's committed it into the spawn, and Lovers Rock hasn't hit his shot to start with, but he's going in for it anyways. The ult even used there, but RB's quickly on the trigger. Now wrapping behind, Loida at least able to isolate him. Swaps position with the shrouded step, but gets caught by Dambi anyways. Xros onto LaRock, and a round that started so well for BBL. It's fallen to smithereens. 10-1, and the question, Tom, is this the fate that all the MEA teams will see, or that most will see on the international stage? They start with such fire, but they're snuffed out with a whimper.
It's been the case for a while now. Pacific have had these truly devastating teams, but honestly, an informed Nongshim might be the scariest of the lot. Lovers Rock in a great position. First, second, third as well.
Spike down, C.
Finally, we see an individual play that isn't from the Nongshim side. It's safe to say they've been few and far between in this map. And with Dambi and Ivy still alive, I won't lie to you, I'm not even sure this round is done.
It's a start we needed, though, for BBL if they're to have any chance. 2 rounds of foundation. Lovers Rock finding himself from 2 to 5 kills. Couldn't see them with the judge, but Justice was blind. A BBL. And maybe another injustice delivered to this squad. A 2-man advantage, down to 1. The rotates to the wrong side of the map, or at least they may be. Nongshim, the world is their oyster. They can take the spike where they wish, and for now, it is away from the body of the defense.
Honestly, I don't mind seeing them group up. The Loiter being alone on the other side of the map
30
gives
seconds
a
left.
chance for someone like Danby to isolate. Although saying that, they are now splitting up again. Plant seems guaranteed. And the Vice Wall is also going to give them the information that there is a player behind. They'll go through it together. Ivy will need a quick double, and he's only going to be able to delay them a little bit. Thorns destroyed. A reposition necessary. He needs to cover off Danby, who's trying to hold for the other angle. Trying to
Paranoia.
almost bait them in on the fight. Paranoia goes through the backside, but it's not hit onto anybody. Waiting are the players of Nongshim. But at the final hour, BBL will at least find a second round. But I'll be honest with you, Mitch, I don't think it's close to enough.
I don't think that's a crazy statement to make. 2 rounds on your map pick. I don't care the side. I don't care much for the map or the opposition. It should always be better than this. And after such a strong fight on map number 1, the question on all of our minds, where is BBL? Because that team on the stage, those are not the boys I recognize from EMEA.
Where is BBL? Good question. An answer I've got for you though is, where is the crowd? It's right here in Paris. How we doing, Fête du Prix? Look at this. We're packing it out. We've got some incredible Valorant, and we are just getting started. The grand final is just on the horizon, and I'm standing by with a very special guest. He is an EWC OG. We've seen him many years in the past, on the big stages, hosting all of the action. It's fancy. You've come from Riyadh all the way here to Paris. How cool is this?
Honestly, I couldn't expect it to be any better. For the Esports World Cup to grow so quickly and for it to be in Paris, that's something that I never thought it would happen so soon. I mean, look at the crowd, man. We got thousands of people here.
Yeah, make some noise, Paris! Incredible crowds. And we've got an incredible grand final coming up. 100 Thieves versus NRG. Who do you think is going to take it and why?
Honestly, NRG have shown a lot of resilience during the tournament, but they've went to map 3 every time. But at the same time, you have 100 Thieves. They've shown a lot of growth coming in with the rookie. And honestly, it could go either way, but I'm just excited. I just want to see it go all the way.
Just briefly, while I've got you, of course, look, this is 7 weeks of immense competition. We've got some of the best players from all over the world coming here to Paris to compete in lots of different titles. Outside of Valorant, what are you most looking forward to?
Definitely, I would say League of Legends. I've been playing the game for the past decade, and I can't wait next week. It's going to be electric here.
You think Faker's going to come out?
I mean, he has to. It's the Esports World Cup.
All right, great stuff. Okay, Paris, I'm going to ask you, who do you think is going to take this one? Can we see Nongshim clutch this up? Nongshim fans, let me hear you. What about BBL? All right, let's get back into this one.
About even, right? I think that seemed about even.
Tom, I think the decibel level might have been even, but there was a lot more boos in that second call to action.
No, they were going woo.
I will agree to disagree on that one, or we'll just agree that you're wrong. The crowd is against BBL here today, as Nongshim have certainly earned their fans and their flowers here in Paris. Taking down home heroes normally makes you the villain, yet somehow they are the people's new hero. BBL looking battered, bruised, and broken, down on 2. The pistol, well, if you've seen Valorant before, you know it's normally a coin flip, but in this instance, for BBL, it is everything on a coin flip. Ivy, the man standing with 5 coming his way. They're getting close as well. They are going to round this corner like a bat out of hell, and they have hit him clean.
An opening pick, a site under their control, some deep presence as well. Oh, Drum Lover's rock, although saying that, he's going all the way in. He's pushing all the way forward. He's got to be careful. Able to get back and has the nade to back up means that no chance for a punish. And with all the defenders coming in from one angle, it gives a good opportunity for a crossfire.
Well, here it is. The bloodbath that will decide if this has More rounds to be played, and indeed, BBL hold on for dear life in the pistol round, 10-3. It's a small consolation prize.
I was about to say, I look at Akey's face. I don't think he's back on board just yet. That's a man that doesn't seem too happy, but you can't really blame him. I'd say credit has to be given to Nongshim in the way they've been playing. They are such a tough team to play against. But a lifeline has been grasped. A pistol round, which gives an opportunity to farm up some orbs. Well, with already a spot of a fair few. I was expecting the players on BBL to go the other way. Instead, they actually went towards the danger.
Seven rounds in it. Even these ones have to start out with a lot of success for BBL, but we can't see this squad struggle to convert a round like this. They've chosen the right side of the map to go to. It's only X-Ross here. He only has a classic as well. Invested nothing bar utility. It will be carried through to the next round. A free weapon and a prowler in his face. That should be the end of him, but he gets a few more chances than I'd like. Luckily, none of them really land.
Remaining two now on the other side of the map. Orb gonna go over.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Claim one with the spike plant as well. And for Nongshim at this stage, it almost comes down to, do you just want to die to the spike rather than gifting anything over? Likelihood of any form of success is an absolute zero, unless, of course, we see another ninja defuse.
That would be one hell of a way to send them out. Damage perhaps the question, but two pistols, one of which is removed just now. You'd have to get a lot done here, and I think going down to the spike is the final port of call for Nongshim. 10-4. Again though, before we see BBL really pick up the pace, they need the conversion, if not in round 3, an immediate resurgence in round 4 of this half as Nongshim now get the rifles out.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see the buy that comes out for BBL, because you kind of mentioned it, they didn't really invest too much. And so because of that, they're able to rebuy up with multiple rifles. I think it's the best plan they have, really. Make sure that your bonus round is almost just another buy, and then maybe you can kickstart this attack side. Get yourself that little bit closer, maybe even up to 6 before we see another buy. And while the damage they've done to Ivy is already a great start.
Nice work by Lover's Rock, but he can't get out in time. The slide not there before X-Ross lands the shot in return. Nongshim stabilized. They've stopped the first leg of the push, and BBL look to take this elsewhere. Very similar game to what we saw Ivy run a little bit later in the round. And Crevin's making a bit of noise. He's letting them know they might be going towards this B site, so they hopefully have an easier time of taking A. The cage will be popped up.
Go, go, go.
Or maybe already has, just as a distraction.
Yeah. Maybe trying to bait the B cross player into a rotation. Smoke going down does, however, fake some pressure. There is nobody on this A site. Going through tree here would give them a free plant.
Left.
And that's the exact call that has been made by BBL.
Prowler cleared them through to the site. Still have to be cautious and worried about backside peaks, but the planters being protected. The bodyguards are there. Nongshim now have to fight their way back in, with X-Ross still on that C site. It's going to take them some time. The BBL are setting up. They've already got LaRock sitting up top. And Crevin has been patient all round long, waiting for the B aggression for a minute. Nothing came. He faked it out with his cage. He's basically sat in their spawn, and now they've just bypassed him. Now Nongshim look to actually take the fight to the side. Kraven is useless in this position, but he doesn't know. Luckily, his teammates are picking up all the pieces on the side. Pick after pick for Nongshim, though. Put some pressure back on the time, though. Surely too far gone. And Rose will make certain that BBL don't falter here.
It's giving me flashbacks to the beginning of the tournament. Backstab Rose is back in action, just waiting for his opponents to have their backs turned before he strikes. But I said at the beginning, this bonus round had a lot invested into it. BBL being far enough behind that they took a few more risks in their second round purchase so that they could come in with full rifles in this one. And starting to build up some momentum. Of course, the streak of rounds was 8-0 for Nongshim. But they've got quite a way to go to match up to what their opponents did in the first half.
I love the difference between everybody else winning a big round and Rose, where they all scream, and then occasionally from Rose you just get that sigh of like, I'm too old for this. They found the round. Kraven's in a lot of trouble. He gets 2. It's a rifle given over, a so-so trade. Because what this gets for BBL is the idea that the A site ain't that heavily defended. They pick up the pace, they'll find a plant. Yes, a rifle now to play against them, but only the one.
So there's a couple of panic buttons that can be pressed. The main one, the showstopper, if they need it.
Planted.
I'd say odds are that they're not going to be looking for it in this sort of moment. And well, with 2 quick kills, that's all but confirmed. Exros could try and farm up an orb or 2 of his own, or maybe try and get a rifle and get out of there, but it seems like death maybe his only release from this round, although there you go, that's at least 1. I think Rose realized in that moment, though, that him dying gets his ult online. So if he gets the kill, great. If he doesn't, at this stage, they're going to be investing all their cash into every round anyway.
Gun here.
And well, they'll even save the gun through in the end.
Well, now we're getting dangerously close to the territory where I do start to believe in BBL. We talked about momentum. My main problem was, yes, both squads can thrive with it. And of course, a half change can make one hell of a difference. But Nongshim, they seem to be on too much form. They seem to move too quickly to be slowed down. The 4 rounds in it. As another rifle round for the defensive side comes through. Danby on the operator on the defense. This was a nightmare for BBL when it came to Breeze. At least to start. They're taking it to a side of the map that Danby isn't on. The problem is on Neon, that won't be any side of the map for very long.
His operator was literally the turning point. They went from looking like they could end up getting boomed. I think they were 4-2 down after 4 rounds in a row to him picking up an operator and them dominating. To be honest, a 1-for-1 trade though versus Danby's not bad, and now the ults can be expended. I don't know how for the life of me Ivy survived, and well, I guess Karma came through in the end.
Yeah, the nade caught him, even if the showstopper didn't.
Spike planted.
Spams from Francis almost cost him his life. In fact, they basically cost Exros his. Great paranoia, but a little slow to pounce off of it.
Oh dear.
And Francis might have dropped the ball a little bit in the end. For BBL, they're certainly not complaining. Their foot is now truly in the door. Nongshim have slowed.
It is crazy how this game has gone. We saw it back on map number 1 where I think it was 6 rounds in a row for BBL that they lose 1. And then they lose all the remaining rounds in the half. We've seen 8 rounds in a row in this map, and you'd sit there and go, okay, that should be enough, right? But now we start to see the same happening on the other side. And although the crowd is still firmly in Nongshim's favor, they might boo this BBL roster, but it's not the momentum of the crowd or the cheers that seem to help this team to thrive. It's just once they start rolling, they are difficult to stop, and of course that's why Nongshim take the moment for a pause.
got to be an interesting feeling being BBL. Home turf, you're in EMEA, you're up against the Pacific team.
It doesn't feel like home
and
turf.
The crowd, one of the bigger crowds you will have played in front of is screaming their name, is booing you.
Yeah.
Even the interviews earlier, we had one of the cosplayers, who are you supporting? BBL. The entire arena booed them instantly and passionately. For BBL, they might not have many fans, but they've certainly got a lot of rounds now. Starting to believe RB, big play. The TP up top. He might have flown under the radar. Even with the stun going through, he is in a good position. That was Danby's stun. Playing as a ruse, giving him a chance with the rifle. A third kill for RB. Francis, he made a mistake in the previous. He didn't get a kill that was gifted to him. It was on a silver platter. Now, a 1 versus 2 to try to recover that lost honor. They know where he is, and the slide in from Lover's Rock seals the deal, 10-8.
Fact is, the best way for BBL to silence this crowd is through bringing this map back. We see them already had an incredible attack side half when they played versus Heretics earlier in the tournament. It was 10-2, which will only take them to overtime in this stance. They'd have to beat it if they want to win in regulation, but with how things are going, 6 rounds in a row, we're now looking at the Nongshim side. Starting to ask the question of, do they have the answer?
Now, what did it take to stop Nongshim? We thought BBL might not have it, but now the question is, what does it take to get them going again? How do we break BBL with momentum like this? Everything's starting to go the way of the attackers. 2 rounds in it now, and that very comfortable gap. Crevice has turned into a crack. The timeout's being called for Nongshim, and well, this buy round, it's operator for Danby as well, as we said, was the turning point before. It may need to be again. 50 seconds on the clock, and BBL are still spreading a default. They are looking for picks, and they're going to get the chance. But Nongshim are the ones converting those pickups. A double open.
Oh. Ivy in position.
30 seconds left.
Operator in hand, but not connecting this time. The numbers, though, should be too much.
Last player standing.
LeBrock's only able to get 1, and that's the end of the streak. 6 in a row. And you'd think that these are all die-hard Nongshim fans, whatever we can't. It's funny seeing them wearing the mates' jerseys, but, you know, it seems like you're allowed to have 2 teams here in Paris.
Well, yeah, they had to pick another team after mates went out. But no doubt, when BBL stepped out on that stage and saw all those fans, they saw the drums, heard them beat. They hoped that those drums would beat for them. Not quite the case, as we've come to learn. France has chosen a side, and it is not BBL's. Losing that round brings them back to the realization that although a streak of rounds was theirs just moments ago, they are desperately close to being locked off that podium, to being set into 4th place, to losing out on an extra $80,000 to the players across the stage.
Puts you in a mindset of feeling that pressure once again when you're in a position where you're so far behind, the game looks out of reach. It can almost be a little bit freeing. You can take risks when nothing's working. You can do things that are unorthodox, but then that game starts to get close again. You start to see that victory on the horizon once again. Maybe that pressure creeps back in for Nongshim. We saw this in the last map. Their opponents clawed their way back a single round, and they close it from there. RB already missing the beat a little bit. He's got to be careful. There's another player lurking around the smoke, and that's Kraven. already though. X-Ross with a double. Francis does the same. And now Kreven is all that stands from his opponents in 12. But a nice shot to start. A pop flash. The swings are low. His teammate in Ivy didn't go with him. He chose to be the last man standing with both looking to fight this back, and Kreven saves the day! BBL are not dead and buried yet!
Kreven has just created a chance for BBL. He's got the plans to the Death Star. There's still so much more to do, but this, it felt like an impossibility. Even as you build for him having hope, I thought, false hope, a false prophet surely, but no. Kreven, perhaps even ushering BBL towards map 3, but distance still to cover, a 2-round gap. And Nongshim have bought right back up. They've got Danby in the right spot. Him and Ivy, the two highlights this year for the squad at the big events. And now they've got backup as well. If BBL continued this push, they could be in trouble, but that's Ivy down. That's tempting. And it is going to get the trigger pulled. They don't expect X-Ross. Luckily, they trade him, but it's quickly back in favor for Nongshim. A non-issue as Kreven again finds himself against the odds. This time, Nongshim might give him a bit more respect.
Fool me once, is what they say. A second time, and at that point, I think Nongshim would have played the fool. Getting the spike alone feels like a tough task. Right on the edge of the smoke. With bullets being spammed on the other side, it really does become
30 seconds left.
Incredibly difficult. Almost trying to get someone into a fight. But with 20 seconds left, it looks like this time Nongshim are not going to be overplaying their hand. There is no risk being taken when facing off against Kreven. Map and series point. Those extra championship points. That extra $80,000 in cash. And a bronze medal. A second high placing performance at international events this year. If they can win one of the next 3 rounds.
And perhaps the biggest prize of all, to be the second best region, to send another home as the third. The big talk about EMEA here at this event, with so many teams delivering in the group stages, making the deep run to playoffs. It seemed like EMEA would win on home soil, that they would hoist the trophy, and the only question was which team would do it. And now it's only North America in the grand finals. The EMEA and Pacific playing for second place for the regions, third place in the tournament. With both of these squads having big performances on that international stage, neither wants to be the one to give up that title, to give that podium placement away.
Oh, the buy from BBL, not a great one. But the showstopper might just help them out. Off contact immediately. LaRock, goes above. The spray's not the best. LaRock, in fact, has to do it twice. They've spotted X-Ross, but in the last couple of rounds, he's been a man of doubles, not this time. And the Steel Garden will go in, but for 3 players, that wasn't even a difference maker. In fact, they're using ultimates to try and bring this round back, and even Danby can't turn that tide. BBL have found another lifeline once again. And 2 needed now to go to overtime and keep their hopes of a top 3 on the line.
But you can see the difference in BBL. When was the last time we saw them stand on their feet, stare across the stage? The calls to action for the other squad. They've been quieter than normal here today. They know 2 rounds is still a big task. Nongshim They've given up A completely. They are pushing at a pace not quite expected from the majority of teams, but BBL do exactly the same. They adjust to all the space lost behind by taking space in front, by finding a plant, and I think the real advantage for Nongshim is catching players off with the weaker weapons, unless they are going to go through with the showstopper on X-Ross. Him being one of the only players with the rifle, I'd probably rather see it saved for another.
There goes the showstopper. They want to try and end this here and now. Any players close will be in trouble, and that's Loiter gone. A gun that can be retrieved. The remaining players a little bit further back. Even still, though, they're trading in an advantage. Kraven and Larocque, though, are not giving this up. 3 kills for Larocque. They hold in the post plant. And from 8-0 down, from a 10-2 half, we now sit with BBL taking us all the way in regulation. But does this map have a little bit more?
I think he thought the boom ball was going to get him at the end there. 1 round left to play for in regulation. It's overtime or game over for BBL. The Nongshim, they saved up their credits, but they did use that showstopper in the last. They'll have to do this with the bullets instead of the bazooka. BBL have already given the game away. They plan to take this to the seaside. At least that's what they want Nongshim to think. They were trying to bait out the Vice wall as well, drag the rotations, and they've, well, not baited the wall, but they've done the latter. 4 players from Nongshim now stand at C, but they are not going to sit and wait. Instead, they push and fight. They take down Larocque. He was blinded. He didn't know what way he was looking, and he simply ran in a straight line away. He's been cut down to size, and the plan's been delayed.
I love as Rock realizes he has to continue that push. The Tiger, though, is going to give him away. Everything being theorized, predicted perfectly by Nongshim. But prediction and execution, not always the same.
Oh, that's a great flash. It's a fantastic flash from Francis. It's got them into the site, and it might just have gotten them the map, the series, and the podium finish. Francis with the final blow, and Nongshim 2-0. They have sent BBL out in 4th place. EMEA as the 3rd region here on home soil. And they have won over the hearts of the fans here in France. 3rd place and $220,000 belongs to Nongshim.
Thoroughly deserved victory. We thought maybe with the way this map started, they might be doing a speed run. And I think going forward in the year, this is a team that I don't think anybody will particularly want to be facing against. They went close versus the likes of 100 Thieves and narrowly missed out on being in the grand final that will be coming up slightly later today. But the fact is they were a contender throughout, eliminating the likes of G2, Vitality, and now sending BBL down to that 4th place spot. This was a big performance and a big turnaround from what we saw in Stage 1 Pacific. A well-earned 3rd place for Nongshim Red Force. I'm looking forward to see what else they've got throughout the year.
Well, metas may come and go, but it seems like Nongshim's success will stay the same. Deep runs on the international stage and a well-earned moment in the spotlight for BBL and for EMEA. This was supposed to be their moment, but instead it belongs to Nongshim.
Performance, the noise in here right now, it was a phenomenal.
일단 담비 선수 승리 축하드리고요. 일단 첫 번째 질문으로는 저 앞에 있는 트로피를 들기 위해서 좀 노력 많이 하셨지만 아쉽게 거의 실패하게 되셨는데, 그럼에도 불구하고 일단 3위라는 성적으로 마무리하게 되셨습니다. 좀 자신의 성적에 대해서 좀 얼마나 좀 자랑스럽게 여기시는지 궁금합니다.
일단 3등으로 마무리하게 된 건 너무 아쉽고 저희도 이제 EWC 와서 성장을 계속 하고 있다고 생각을 했었거든요. 그래서 우승까지 노려볼 만했지만 저희가 조금 아쉬웠어가지고 조금 많이 아쉽지만 스테이지 2에서도 열심히 할 거고 그래도 3등 해서 너무 좋아요.
Anh mới chơi đâu? Ai biết chơi em lên đây mới biết